Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I would like to start this video by saying thank you for getting me to 300 subscribers. I know, such a small milestone, but to me it's such an important one. I have hit 300. Thank you so much. If it drops below 300 after this video, just know as of this video being uploaded, we're over 300, so thank you very much. Today will be a Am I the Asshole thread that we're going to read from. I have a story with an update and two other stories. So, how about we get started? Okay. So, it says, am I the asshole for running away to give birth? I'm gonna go no, but let's read into it and find out. So it's a throwaway because my husband follows my main. I, 23 female, and my husband, 25 male, have been together for 4 years, married for 2, and we were expecting our first child. My relationship with my mother-in-law was never amazing, but before this, she always kept to herself, and so did I. And for the record, my relationship with my husband's father and brother was always really good. When I got pregnant, I told my husband that I wanted to keep it a secret for at least 3 month mark, because my mother miscarried 5 times in between my and my younger siblings. So I thought it was the fact that I thought that this fact could affect my could affect me in my pregnancy. And because I remembered the heartbreak of my mum losing all of those babies, I didn't want our families to feel it. He totally agreed and even said it would be our cool little secret. Which I agree, it's good. 2 days after I told him, I got a text from my mother-in-law saying that she knew it was a girl and that it was selfish of me to keep the news of our baby girl away from her and her family. Just for the record, I was around 4 weeks pregnant at this point. I had no idea about the sex myself, so I don't know where this came from. I'm pretty sure you find out like 8 weeks? I've not had a child, but I'm pretty sure you find out like 8 to 14 weeks. Whether or not it is a girl or a boy. So yeah, that seems a bit weird. Okay. I confronted my husband, to what he replied, "You were not expecting me to hide this from my mum, right? She deserves to know it's my child too. But you said to keep it between each other and you agreed." I was furious and didn't talk with him for around a week after this. Needless to say that in the week after the incident, everyone already knew I was pregnant, and people were even mad at me for wanting privacy on this. Your child, your privacy, your body. No one else gets to say anything about it. Then the harassment from my mother-in-law started. At around 4 months, me and my husband went to visit my family and left my mother-in-law responsible for watering the plants. When we get back, the whole nursery was made all pink, and the name Olga Bertha, I'm sorry if I said that name wrong, painted on the wall. Keep in mind that I had no idea the gender still, and of course this was an extreme privacy violation. Well, how did she know which room the nursery was going to be in? Why did she... I swear, if you're a boy mum and you're like this, why? I want to know what goes on inside boy mums' heads where they can behave like that. Anyway, I had a harsh conversation with her. She cried, and my husband then has mad because I was mean to his mum. Going off the name she put on the wall, I'm gonna go with your first language is not English. Or you're just as dyslexic as I am. I'm sorry, but this was just the beginning of the harassment. She was sending me articles every day about the bad effects of working out during pregnancy. There is people who work out. There are people who pole dance. Not like that, like as in like an exercise sort of thing. Whilst nearly ready to pop. Trust me, no. Criticising what I had for each meal, starting crying because I want to exclusively breastfeed. She literally said, feeding my baby is a critical bonding moment. You're stealing that from me. She literally said that. Feeding my baby is a critical bonding moment. You're stealing it from me. What? She said that about your baby? Delulu. Okay, for not wanting visitors for 1 month and then the delivery room. She said, okay, I'm sticking with not the asshole, but your mum is definitely one. To sum it up, she wanted to be there. I said no. I only want my husband there, which you technically only supposed to have one person in the delivery room. I think. I mean, everyone's gonna get in the way otherwise. She seemed a little hurt, but never talked about that again until my husband was showering and a message from her popped up. We had a lunch date on the day, so I assumed it was the location and opened it, just to find hundreds of messages of their plan on how she would get in the delivery room when I was too tired to argue to see her baby being again, your baby being born, not her baby being born. Yeah, get rid of the husband, that's for sure. What the fuck, bro? Boy mums and the boys that put up with the boy mum bullshit. Please tell me. I need an insight into your brain. Why? The fuck? We have more. Okay. I cried a lot and I cried a lot when I was alone and not going to lie to you guys, but then I made peace with it. On that Monday I told him I was going to spend some days with my parents and if something happened I would tell him. I drove from North Carolina to Florida, where my family is, got into labour, gave birth of my mum and 2 sisters in the room to a healthy baby boy without my husband's knowledge. See, I'm torn with that because obviously he's on his mum's side of doing all that shit he's done behind your back, messaging her all that, trying to get her into the room, but then you've not told the father his child's being born. He's not there for the birth of his own child. I'm a little torn because okay, we'll continue reading. Now to the present. My son is now 2 weeks old and I finally told my husband what I did. He's driving down here and yelled at me for giving birth without telling him and for not including him on the birth certificate on name choice and keeps saying that he and his mum will sue me. Am I the asshole for running away to give birth? See, I get him upset because you shouldn't tell him. I get that he's upset because his name's not on the birth certificate. They're not giving choice of name as well as, like... I know you didn't want him to be there because he'd bring your mum, but at least, like, maybe FaceTime him. Let him choose a name, help choose a name, I suppose. Excuse me. But, he and his mum will be suing you. Boy, separate from the mum. Come back to the real world. I love my mum to fucking pieces, but this would never happen. My partner's mum, God rest her fucking soul, would have never have done this. She's a boy mum. Oh, she's got 2 girls as well, but she would never... I don't get it. We've got 2 edits and then the update. Okay, so edit 1. It seems to be a lot of comments about the name in the nursery. Olga Bertha was written, but close enough. Olga is a fake version of my mum-in-law's name, and Bertha of my mother-in-law. Mother. Oh. So she thought you were having a girl and gave your girl's name, her name, and her mother's name. Okay. Easy. About the 2 weeks of not telling him we were not on the good terms, just texting, so it was not hard to hide honestly. I know, but still. You said you'd tell him and you didn't. It's the saying you were going to tell him and you didn't part. You should just said you go into your mother's. Left it. I would have said I would tell him anything. For the ones criticising my spelling and punctuation, I'm sorry if it's not up to your expectations, but it's the best I can do as a first-time mum that is sleep deprived and gave birth 2 weeks ago. Thank you for the understanding. I just thought it was maybe like a language thing, but yeah, it kind of makes sense once you get to the bottom that it's like she's sleep deprived. You kind of have to just give her you just get. She's got baby brain and sleep deprived is fine. Anyway, we do have an update for this story. So, we're going to get on to the update and then we'll read some comments. If I remember to read the comments, because sometimes I forget. Call me out on it, it's fine. So, update on am I the asshole for running away to give birth? Okay. Hey guys, first of all, thank you for all the messages. Some people asked for an update and I'm here for it. The last 48 hours were the most insane I've ever had, honestly. So to go back where we left off, my husband arrived yesterday afternoon. Can you guess who also came? Yeah, his mum. Nothing I was already expecting, but it's always surprising. When his car pulled up, mother-in-law was the first to come out. They both got in. My child was in my old bedroom in my parents' house with my sister and my mother. And in the living room, my brothers, dad, me and them. The first thing that came out of their mouths was quite the bullshit. My baby is a girl, right? What's the obsession with it being a girl? I said that my baby is a male and my family confirmed. My mother-in-law's face was completely changed. She started crying, saying that this one was meant to be a girl, and if she knew I would give her another boy, she wouldn't have been so nice to me. Doesn't seem like she was being nice to you at all. For context, my husband has one brother only, and he is already done having kids. He's had 3 boys. My mum was lucky. She had one of each. I've got an older brother. The amount of people that I know in like who I've went to school with and whatever have just had boys. 2 people I know of certain they've each had 2 boys. And it's like, what? Something's in the water nowadays. People just keep having boys. I don't know what it is. You can't pick, well, unless you pay a stupid amount of money. You can't pick the gender, it just sort of happens. So it's kind of like a little unfortunate. So I kind of get the whole she wants a little girl to like fuss over as a grandma, but it's like you can't really pick. Anyway, I told her to go fuck herself. This child is mine, not hers, and I surely didn't had a baby so she could fulfill her wired desires. She was about to raise her voice when my brother stopped her and told her that it wouldn't be accepted in this house and asked her to leave and wait for my husband in the car. Yes, after she found out the gender, she didn't even ask to see him because she wanted it to be a girl. She left, giving me dirty looks, but left. My husband looked at me and asked me how could I rob this moment from him. As you can imagine, I replied with the plan they had. He turned pale, and then I think it all clicked together in his little brain. I like that, little pea brain. My whole family started laughing in his face. He got angry and demanded to know my son's name and see him. I told him the name and allowed him to see from afar. He asked to hold him and I declined. Yeah, because he could just fucking dart out the door. Not that I would think he would, seeing as you got your brothers and your dad. But after this, I talked alone with him and told him that I wanted a divorce. He cried, pleaded, and asked for another chance. I told him my decision was final and that he didn't have the financial support to support my child, but that our marriage was over, and asked him to come round the next day so we could discuss this better. Then he came. His eyes were puffy, I'm guessing from crying. And then he and his mum came here, looked at my husband and said out loud that he should give me the divorce and forget about his kid since it was a boy. Hold it together, don't get angry. He should find a woman that would give him a girl. Finally, I saw that dude get a little of a backbone, and he told her to get out, and that she already ruined this enough. She yelled, as expected, and left. At least he's got a backbone now, but it's because he's screwed everything over already. Even if he did listen and get with someone else and have a child with them, I so hope that if that happens, you get another boy. Just to piss off mother-in-law. Have another boy. Anyway, he cried and told me he finally understood the kind of harm his mum was making to our family, and told me that if I needed him to go to NC with her, North Carolina, I'm assuming, to save our marriage, he would. Oh, I think you mean marriage counselling, not NC. Because, I mean, you're already in North Carolina having this conversation. No, you're not. You're going to Florida. I'm thinking you meant marriage counselling, not NC. I told him that I needed time to think. I told him to give me some days. He is returning to North Carolina, and I'm about a week. He will come down again so we can talk. Now I know that what he did was horrible, but being a single mum at 23 is not ideal, and whether I like it or not, I still feel something for this man. Any opinions and recommendations are welcome. I think the top rule is mother-in-law stays away. Give her some rules to follow, and if she chooses not to follow them, then it's like, well, you're out. You're out. Feels like she's out anyway because she didn't have a girl, but if she does decide to come around because it is a grandbaby, at the end of the day, I'd just be like, you gotta follow the rules. If you break the rules, you're out. We cut you out of the life. We don't. Just get out. But, you know, while you're at it, can you repaint the room? Repaint it blue. Or, I don't know, a neutral colour. Anyway, let's read a comment. Talk is cheap. Do 1 year of separation. If in this time he steps up massively and keeps his mum cut off, then you can review divorce then, not the asshole. I wouldn't cut off the mum straight away. I would give her an ultimatum of follow these rules or cut her off. If she doesn't follow the rules, then bye-bye. Because cutting out a family member is a very difficult thing to go through. Trust me, I've done it. You've got to be absolutely certain, and maybe she might calm down and behave, but I'd still, you know, have a fulsome rules. Did OP reply to that? No. Okay, so we have our second story, and it is, am I the asshole for not giving money to my son's birth mother? Yeah, you are, because pay your child support. But we're going to find out why he's questioning whether he's an asshole. Okay, so my husband and I, 48, female, have 2 adopted children. Our youngest, 15, male, was born in the town we live in, and we have a very open relationship with his birth family, especially his birth mother, Mary, 60, female. Oh. Means she had 45. An older mother. Things have always been good between us. We see her 4 to 5 times a year. We get her gifts for her birthday, Christmas, Mother's Day. She is extremely poor. She doesn't work and only receives a small amount of disability. Now I'm trying to think of whether child support, it's not child support, it's, I mean, you don't really owe her anything. I kind of might take it back because it's not child support, is it? Maybe you're not the asshole. When our children were younger, I stayed at home with them, and my husband is a teacher, so we lived very modestly. We lived very modestly. I went back to school for 8 years. Become a doctor? Yeah, to become a doctor. Congratulations, that's quite the job. Our financial situation was definitely improved. We live in a nice house in a nicer neighborhood, but we have a big mortgage and big student loans, as you will if you're becoming a doctor. Not long after Mary came over to our new house for the first time, she asked for money for the first time. $150 to pay her power bill. I called the power company to pay it and found out she actually owed $450, and the $150 was bare minimum due to her power wasn't shut off. So I paid the remaining balance. After that, I got a request every other month for small amounts of money. And since we can afford it, I would give it to her. But when the requests became more frequent, we told her we would send her $50 a month, but that was all we would give her. Mary gradually began asking for an advance on the next month's allowance. That sounds gross, but I can't think of a better word to describe it. And it kind of is, because you're giving her a little bit every month like you would a child, so it's an allowance. Yeah, I don't think there's another word for it. I think allowance would probably be the correct word. If there's a different word that you can think of instead of allowance, drop it in the comments, and also let me know what you think of this story. Eventually, we told her we could not give her any more money. That it was becoming awkward and affecting our relationship with her, and that was the last thing we wanted for our son. She said she understood, and things got better for a while. She has 7 adult children and several siblings who she could turn to when she needed financial help. But I'm going to assume they all said no, which is why she's coming to you. Or it might be easier to go to you than family. I don't know. But recently she started asking for money again. $10 for an Uber to the doctor, $20 to pay her water bill, $15 for medicine. All things that are necessities. I felt guilty, so I sent her the money. See, yeah. As long as you know it's going to an Uber for a doctor's appointment, cool. As long as you know it's going for a water bill, cool. As long as you know it's gone for medicine, that's fine, because she needs all 3 things. But if it's something that's not necessary, then obviously don't give her it. Where were we? I'm sorry. I'm sure you heard all that creaking. Loud footsteps, can't really read when there's distractions. Okay, but lately, no, I've read of it. No. But lately, the requests have gotten more frequent, and she needs the money immediately. She'll text me in the middle of the day and tell me she needs money to go to the doctor's for an appointment that starts in 30 minutes. I started ignoring Mary's text asking for money, and that seemed to work for a while. But this week she has texted several times a day asking for $25 so she can get an Uber to an appointment. I love how this Uber is getting more and more expensive. Her tone is becoming more aggressive. She told me if I don't get her money, she's going to have to reschedule and cancel the appointment. I feel like such an asshole because she can afford the 25, and I feel guilty because she has so little and we have so much. I mean, we have her son, but the constant asking for money is making me so resentful. I feel like an ATM. Am I the asshole here? No. Yes. No. I mean, you helped her at the beginning because she needed it. But I think because you helped her in the beginning, she's expecting you to continuously help her, and that's the issue. Is that she's just gonna expect it from you now. I mean, I would feel guilty not helping with getting her to a doctor's appointment. But I feel like if she texts for a doctor's appointment, be like, okay, let me just pop over. If she knows she doesn't live too far away. And I'll drive you there myself, you know? And then it saves sending her money because the money might not get spent in the way it's supposed to be spent in. I mean, it is a difficult one because, I mean, you can't not help get into a doctor's appointment if it's been used on a doctor's appointment. It's just like odd amounts that don't really make sense. I'm not gonna jump to it because you've not said that she gambles or anything, or does drugs or drinks or whatever. I don't think you are the asshole because you were helping her, and it's helping her till she can get back up on her feet sort of situation, not I'm gonna help you forever situation. Like you said, it's making you feel like an ATM, and no one wants to feel like an ATM. No, I don't think you're the asshole. You did what you could do, and she's just not doing what she can do. Top comment, not the asshole, you adopted her son, not her. Yeah, exactly. Because you could have just adopted her son and not talked to her. You don't have to keep in contact with the birth parent at all. Okay. Didn't you know son and mother are a package deal? Lol. At least Mary seems to think so. Yeah, exactly. Not the asshole. She told me if I don't get her the money, she's going to have to reschedule and cancel her appointment. Okay, do that then. Her having to cancel or reschedule has nothing to do with you. Also, it's guilt tripping. It is absolutely guilt tripping saying that. Not the arsehole. You don't have her son. He is your son. He doesn't belong to her, and you don't owe her money for that. Yeah, exactly. Once you adopted him, papers filled out, everything, he's your son. You don't have her son. She gave him away to you. Not gave him away, but you adopted him from her, so it's not her son. Okay, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm a little bit on the... I don't know. I won't say the asshole. You did try and help, and she didn't try and help herself. So, I don't know. Okay, last story. This one's a slightly longer video. Or should we cut it here? I think we should cut it here. Because I can pick a really good one for the last one. We'll leave it here because obviously we had a really long one for the update. So, okay. Let me stretch. I'm knackered, man. I've been up real early this morning. Oh. Whew. So, as per usual, drop your thoughts below of the stories we have read today. Let me know what you think. Let me know if people are an asshole or not an asshole. If you liked this, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what subreddits you want me to read next. If you have some interesting stories you would like me to read, then you can drop the title in the comments and I will find them and read them in the next video. And yeah, so I'll see you all in the next one. And thank you again for the 300 subscribers. Have a nice weekend. Bye, guys.